going on, guys? Heavy push day today. I have a feeling we're going to easily get carried away, but it's our main pressing heavy day. So we're starting out barbell bench press, hitting some more like strength focused reps on that. Going to go into an incline machine press, machine overhead press, finish off some isolation stuff, some pec flies, some lateral raises, some triceps. Yeah, we're going to get carried away. It's going to be a day, but it's going to be a good one. Kind of walk you through what we're doing, but mainly check the strength box first, our skill work on the barbell bench press, and then get into a lot of hypertrophy stuff.
So quick through the warm-up again. We've done a lot of explanations in a lot of our other videos. Again, just get comfortable with arms overhead, work external rotation, but if you want to look at any of the information, stuff we already talked about, go back and look at some of the other videos, but warm-up should be pretty much priming yourself ready to lift. For our warm-up on bench, don't kill yourself with volume. Warm-up reps and sets should be, 2 to 3 reps. Just kind of getting the feel, getting the right arm path, getting the right body positioning.
Just so you know, it's not normal for kickers to warm up with 225 on bench press, but he just brazenly threw on 2 plates. That's what he's doing. Our A1 barbell bench press, main strength move for the day. Last week we did 3x4. First time kind of hitting some lower rep ranges. Before that, we were kind of in the 5x8 range. This week, going from, instead of being 3x4, 4x3. So shout out one time, killing Hamilton, getting some more intensity. So same volume, adding some intensity to that same volume. As far as like setup execution goes here, we talk about arm path, or talking about grip width and arm path. The wider we're going to go with arm path, the more we're going to load structure. The more narrow we're going to load more function. So Joey's probably more of like a closer grip bench press, actually. If you look at him with his arm path being a little bit more tucked, it's going to be a bit more like functional in nature, meaning we're going to train more muscles as opposed to loading structure and training our leverages more so. So tighter arm path, elbows tucked a little bit more of a J-shaped bar path here. You're going for more of a strength stimulus here. Like you're saying, the barbell is not a great tool for hypertrophy per se. It doesn't mean it's not going to be no hypertrophy. It just means like we lack some things we look for when we're looking for hypertrophy training. So one like arm path is not going to be great for chest. We're going to be a little bit more abducted away versus being a little bit more adducted forward in motion if we're trying to get full range of the pec. So we're going to lack that here. As far as like stability goes, there's a high demand for internal stability, so we want to have some typically external stability or just a greater stability environment for output, which we don't have here. So, very high skill, we could train it for hypertrophy, but for most people, it's not going to be a great hypertrophy exercise. Doesn't mean we shouldn't do it, so we have it in here. Strength stimulus, creating a loud signal for that. That's also going to carry over to hypertrophy work, so people don't realize that like the stronger you are, the better you are using your nervous system effectively, the better you're going to be at using actual output exercises, muscle growth.
When we're talking about even the sets and reps, like for hypertrophy, I would actually say it's like more 2 to 3 working sets. When you start getting into like your strength stuff, because you're working more of a technical failure on a lot of this stuff, it's like more reps at that weight. And you can only really hit that if you're like in a lower rep range and make sure that the technical output is good.
You have to be really good.
Yeah.
So that's why like really high level like strength athletes, like powerlifters, can actually like get a lot of like mechanical failure reps out of powerlifting because they're really fucking good at it. So it's like you take somebody who's really good at bench pressing, have them do 3x3, like they're probably gonna get 9 stimulating reps.
Yeah.
Versus us doing like 2x6 on a like machine press, we're gonna get 12. Like it's pretty similar. I think it all just boils down to skill. As I said the other day too, it's like there's still skill on machine. Like put a novice person on a machine, they're gonna fuck it up. Teach them good form, they're still gonna get tired, they're gonna get all shaky, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just easier to get better at things that are more externally stabilized.
Which is funny why they don't use it a lot in like a weight room.
Most beginners are always doing like free weights, like bar. It's like go to bodybuilding.com and teach your beginner workout. It's like barbell bench press, barbell incline, barbell back squat, barbell deadlift.
It's all this like skill.
Yeah.
But like they can, obviously them on a machine is still gonna be skill, but it's gonna be less focused on like this movement pattern that's like really hard to get down versus like just get on a bench, like a machine and press it forward.
All right, B1 today is going to be overhead shoulder press. Love this core machine, it's pretty sweet. Getting into the mechanics of this, as far as going like inside grip, outside grip, and most of these machines and most gyms are all going to be a little bit different. I would worry more about fitting it towards your shoulder width versus trying to go, like this is more anterior delt versus this is more like lateral delt. Probably won't make a huge difference in regards to what muscle we're going to use. Range of motion equated. get what's more comfortable, what fits your structure better. So for Joey and I, on this machine, this outside grip's gonna fit us a little bit better. This is a little bit inside of our shoulder width. It's gonna feel a little iffy for us. An individual who's more narrow, who gets into this thing, this outside grip's way too wide, so they're gonna be better off doing the inside grip. So fit in more with your structure. As far as like training lateral delts and this compound movement, it's not gonna really make a difference whether we're here or whether we're here. Mechanics are pretty similar.
That's way too light.
So we discussed this for a second. The main reason why we're going here first is one, we want to get a little bit more shoulder priority, so we don't want to go like chest, 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 then shoulders. We're gonna go barbell bench, shoulder press, we're gonna go incline Smith, and then we're gonna go fly, laterals, whatever. So throwing this in, get some more priority out of our overhead pressing. Also, we just had our scaps pinned down in the shoulder press, so try to get some more rotation of the scap, get overhead. You're talking about all the time, like a good rule of thumb is get overhead. Part of that is when we're doing all this horizontal pressing, we're kind of locked down. This will free the scaps a little bit, get them moving up. I heard Joey Slye has bitch shoulders. You got 10. And you know it 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, one more. Yep, one more. Yeah, come on. Good.
Come on. Oh. Ow. Oh. Easy fix for your programming while you're doing these exercises. Feeling the workout out as you go. Obviously, we just did some heavy bench. Gonna feel some fatigue. Nick's first set here, he did 3 1/4 on the first set. Filled out at 6, so a very easy way for you to program for yourself. Scale back the weight a little bit, push back into that 6 to 8 range again. Make sure that we're hitting that rep range. He knows even with a full recovery, he's probably gonna be ended up filling out at 5. We're trying to get a little more volume on it, so we wanna be in that rep range that we want. So scale the weight back just a little bit, took the 25s off, threw a 10 on, and now he'll be right around 6 to 8, probably filling out around 7 on this, if we're looking at kind of how the fatigue's gonna drop off. So just make sure this is kind of all the tweaking that you should be doing in your own programming. Someone from afar can try to help you with it, but if you can understand your body and how you wanna program around your own fatigue in your workout, this is a way to kind of implement that. And we have the same pants on.
That's what I was looking at the whole time. That's why I was staring at your dick. I was like, wait, we're in the
Black,
same pants?
black and gray, yeah.
Yeah.
Lululemon, sponsor us.
Sponsor us, please. For fuck's sake. I was telling Will, they're like, man, Joey hates that hack squat, doesn't he? I was like, yeah, he does.
I am not very good at it, and it does not fit what I want to do very well.
It fits what I want you to do very well.
Huh?
It fits what I want you to do very well.
That's a lot of the benefit, obviously, of working with someone that knows what he's talking about, and me following behind him, learning some of the shit he knows. It's just like, I could do a bunch of stuff in the weight room that I'm very good at. That doesn't really benefit me. A lot of my problems are gonna come from things that I'm not very good at. Figuring out what those are, attacking them, and then kind of prescribing them correctly.
There's overlap there too, right? Like some of the stuff, like some of the meathead things you're gonna lean into, we still have you doing them. You're just doing them differently.
Yeah.
There's like a lesson there too, is like, I could say like, I don't want you to deadlift, I don't want you to do this or that because you don't need to, but you go and do it on your own regardless.
Yeah.
So at least we can like kind of change your setup and control the constraints around it so you can still like lean into your meathead stuff, but also like change the way you move a bit to help benefit you in the long run. So you went today, we're doing Atlantis incline machine press right here. You can substitute any incline machine press. Joey and I had the conversation about this. Originally we had barbell bench press and we had Smith machine incline on the same day. We're gonna move that to our other push day. We're gonna put this machine into this day. So the idea with that is like, if we're gonna be redundant with a muscle, it's not gonna be redundant with a pattern. So we did flat, barbell, and then we did overhead press, so like freeing the scap up a little bit. Then we're going to Atlantis incline machine. So one, this would be a little bit better environment for output, but also we're going to get this more adducted arm path. Because okay, we were more here, and we were here, so instead of going here again, let's get here a little bit. So it's giving a little bit of variability in movement there. Also, this is going to be a better position for output, but we're
more range of motion technically for the pec because we're in a deeper arm path.
Yeah, more range of motion. So like we're going to get that length that we were lacking on the barbell. We're going to get a better environment for output. We already got overhead, so we're kind of checking all the boxes of both like strength and hypertrophy, but also checking the boxes of like shoulder health or shoulder function. D1, pec deck, lengthen pec. Pec deck grows your pecs. Any person who tells you that it's more brachioradialis is a dipshit. I had to catch myself there. Yeah, from a programming standpoint, it's a pretty good layout that it really exemplifies like skill output, like loaded output, and then like isolation output. So we went barbell bench press, skill, limited by technical failure. We did the Atlantis incline machine press for output, still loading it more compound in nature. We're using some other accessory muscles there as well. Now we're going pec deck, more purely pec, lengthen pec, isolation. So like skill, output, output, delineating between those two outputs as like loading it and isolating it.
Yeah.
I didn't get that right. Your reflection fucked me up.
My reflection?
Yeah, because I'm recording from the mirror.
Yeah.
So I saw two of you, I'm like, fuck.
Oh. Keep the chest up. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Me and Nick are kind of joking. We're fried right now. Chest is absolutely fried. So, finished up kind of polishing off the chest on that pec deck. Just 2 sets. Getting into that mechanical failure, obviously. But this is kind of where the redundancy of training comes in sometimes with people putting their program. They just see like all these chest exercises or even like some of the tricep exercises you could choose between today. We're doing cross-body tricep extensions to help us put us in this extended position at the shoulder and work tricep. Make sure you're programming to like combat all of the same plane movements that you end up that you might be doing throughout your training.
Yeah. Yeah, so from like the outside looking in, E1 right here is cross-body cable extension. It looks like just basic triceps, but kind of looking at why we're picking cross-body specifically. We started off pen down, barbell bench press, we went overhead. So we went incline here, we went pec deck. We haven't really covered anything in shoulder extension, so thinking about like this full arc of shoulder flexion, shoulder extension. Trying to just like kind of touch a point on each one. So here, we're cross-body, kind of get some direct exposure to challenge the shoulder extension. We kind of hide it as an arm exercise, so if we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone like we're doing right here, that's always a good option to go with. A big thing on this, like we can program a cross-body cable extension and just kind of do it, but how we execute is going to be really important. So what we don't want is our shoulders like rolling forward. We're trying to really make sure we're focusing on being able to get to scapular depression and shoulder extension. So the way the cables are directed, it's going to be challenging for us to stay here. It's going to make our shoulders usually going to want to dip over, so we fail to maintain depression, or make our elbows come forward, fail to maintain extension. So we want to make sure we get those 2 things together. Get chest up, shoulder back and down. We're going to finish down here in scapular depression. Elbows are staying back. Active extension of the shoulders, not as far as you think. We don't need to be like all the way back here. 10 degrees, 15 degrees,
Retraction.
Degrees. Not even retraction, not even retraction. We're just thinking depression, shoulder extension.
This is light.
Lightweight, baby.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he fucked up hard. Yep. Stay back, finish count. This will be a drop set. Yep. When you put 37 on, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Overshot my load a little bit there,
I did
brother.
27 and a half, and I got like 7. It was hard as shit. F1 today, machine lateral raises, getting some more isolation work on our delts. Fucking nerd over here talking about scaption, scapular plane. Here's my quick rundown on the scapular plane. What does it mean? Why is it important? Like the reality of how important it is. We're going to get into that as well. So like scapular plane, basically to me where our humerus or where our scap fits under our rib cage, where our humerus fits into that. So to me, slightly angled forward. The only like reason that's going to be important is to provide more internal stability for us to have output at the shoulder, right? So think about rotator cuff, think about leg tension relationship. If we're in this more like retracted position, this more like shoulder rolled forward position, or like a more abducted arm path or a more arm forward arm path, we're gonna be kind of affecting leg tension relationship with our rotator cuff. So we're in this scaption position, we're in nice mid-range for those muscles to stabilize our shoulder, more internal stability, more ability to provide output in our work that we're doing.
Did you just yell at me?
Yeah, I called you a fucking nerd.
I feel like you just yelled at me.
I'm gonna start doing all my intros with the pump so I look bigger. I hate doing recaps, so we talk about it so much. Finish up today. That's it, guys. Full push day. Walk through it, save it. Any questions, put it in the comments, DM us, whatever it may be. Appreciate you watching.